Well, my mother was diagnosed in September with stage 4 breast cancer, totally unbeknownst to all of us. So when she received that terminal diagnosis, we had no idea what to do. And my recall of the VNA is our garden club used to bring Christmas trees here every year, and we'd deliver them. That's all I knew, and my cousin was on the board. So I immediately called. We were given the choice of 2 agencies. I called right away, and so began our story. And really what Jen, she's the face of the VNA to us, and she's amazing. What it has done for us is allowed us to be calm and copacetic, because we were absolutely terrified of having Mom at home and not knowing if what we're doing is right, if we're helping her as best we can, and then sometimes you don't see eye to eye on how to best approach it. So what Jen will do is act almost as a facilitator. She can gather the info as we look through the logs. We all share our input and observations, and then she helps us collectively approach the next step of how to care and what to do. The biggest surprise for me was the Saturday night when, following dinner, my mom had an absolute change of behavior. Everything started going south. And I panicked. I thought she was hot, she was clammy, she was cool, and she was in pain. Big change of behavior. Panicked on a Saturday night, I called VNA. They very calmly talked us through. The nurse on duty told us which medication to try, and then she asked that we call back in an hour. My biggest surprise, and I was so impressed with this, on a Saturday night at 11 p.m., they drove all the way out to our house, to Mom's house, to check her, follow up with the medicines they'd given, determine that she's okay. Had they not done that, we would have either had to call 911, or my brother and I and our spouses both would have had a sleepless night, sitting up wondering, did we make the right decision? If we didn't call, is Mom okay? Oh my gosh, who should go over? What should we do? And at that moment, I thought, these people they're in it heart and soul. To me, that's more of a ministry than a job. Quite simply, the VNA, Visiting Nurse Association, has allowed us to honor my mom's wish to live out her life at home. And at 92, she cherishes every day looking out that window, looking at the blooming spring that's at our window. And without the help of the Visiting Nurse Association, that would not be possible. So I've heard of them out in the community, but when they've come to touch our lives, I feel it in my heart. And what you offer is phenomenal.
Pick 'em up and lay 'em down, right, pick 'em up and lay 'em down, right.
Johnny Suttles is still marching.
I was about 17, 18, something like that.
He joined the march.
Selma, Alabama.
Johnny and 600 marchers assembled near his home.
I end up there, and I heard all the commotion going on.
It was Sunday.
We stayed in the project.
We made some level ground.
March 7th, 1965.
And I kept seeing how everybody was getting so excited. I said, who coming? Who getting ready to come? They said, Martin Luther.
On that Sunday, now known as Bloody Sunday, protesters crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge over the Alabama River en route to Montgomery.
After a while, the people started coming, and further I got back, the more people came. And the majority of them was the elderly people. When it's time for the ambulance to come, they wouldn't even let the ambulance come and get it. After the posse come across the bridge and knock them down, they come on back to the projects where the other people were. And most of the young people run back in the church with the tear gas in their clothes, and everybody was crying. Well, no, I think I left here and went to Wisconsin. Left there and went to Wisconsin.
And Johnny kept marching.
And with a white, one of the civil rights workers, he took us to his home.
And Johnny kept marching.
And we got a job from there. And then, you know, when my friend left me, you know, I decided to come back to Cincinnati again.
After arriving in Cincinnati, Johnny became a member of a local a cappella gospel group
I had to consider that the tenor boys then.
who toured around local churches in Cincinnati for more than 30 years.
Me and my uncle and his son, we were the tenor chorus. They put us right in the middle. So we had about 20 guys then, and we had a ball.
Johnny also developed a love of art.
You know, I just had enough time sitting around, babysitting and so on.
After his uncle gave him a book on illustration,
He gave me an illustration book. Every chance I got, I pull out a piece of paper and start, even if I had to trace the
Johnny began drawing and painting, and it became a source of relaxation and peace for him.
It's just like in another world. It just relaxes you just so much, you know.
Johnny suffered with diabetes since he was a young man, and 2 years ago had to have an amputation of his left leg.
I knew I had diabetes, but I didn't stop drinking. And for a while, I just let it get out of hand, you know. And that's where this come in.
That's when the V&A came into his life.
That one lady right there, she helped me a whole lot.
V&A Home Care began visiting Johnny after he developed an infection at the amputation site.
Oh, she examined me. So, you know, we got a lot of things. She checked my blood pressure and everything.
After Johnny's wounds healed, the V&A helped him obtain a motorized wheelchair because the one he was using was broken and only had 3 wheels.
All the leathers she wrote and all that, all of them, they helped me a whole lot.
The V&A occupational and physical therapist began visiting Johnny, helping him maneuver his wheelchair and adjust to living with one leg. His new wheelchair made it easier for him to get around and to make his weekly dialysis visits.
I don't remember the exact year. I say about 5 or 6 years ago. I've been going to dialysis that long.
In December of 2015, with the assistance of the V&A, Johnny received a prosthetic leg. The V&A physical therapist began to help Johnny walk again with his new leg. Johnny's goal was to be able to walk across the street, to share a cup of coffee, and visit with the local homeless.
Get up and go to get my cup of coffee in the morning.
And on the day we visited with Johnny, he did just that. We followed Johnny over to the church with the assistance of the V&A physical therapist.
Oh, it's been awesome. They've been awesome, everybody.
And he was greeted with smiles by everyone at the ministry.
Oh, it's been a beautiful thing. It's been beautiful to all the people.
Johnny said, "I have been truly blessed by the V&A, and thanks to them, I'm back on my feet again. It's truly a beautiful thing."
The Visiting Nurses Association helped me get back on my feet.